You want to know the truth? Not everyone cheering for you is actually rooting for you. Some people smile in your face while quietly hoping you fall flat on your back. That's envy. And psychology shows us there are brutal, undeniable signs that reveal when someone secretly envies you. Let's break them down. They pretend to support you while secretly undermining you. This is the most dangerous sign of envy, fake support, envious. People won't always show open hostility. Sometimes they disguise themselves as friends, allies, or supporters, but their words and actions tell a different story. They'll smile when you tell them your dreams, but later whisper doubts. Are you sure that's realistic? They'll clap when you announce your plans, but then quietly discourage you. I just don't want you to get disappointed. On the surface it sounds like care, but underneath it's sabotage. Why? Because envy doesn't always shout, it whispers. It hides behind fake concern, fake encouragement, and fake loyalty. The envious don't want to risk looking like haters, so they wrap their negativity in advice. But pay attention. Real supporters fuel your belief. Fake ones feed your doubt. You'll also notice they undermine you in subtle ways. They'll forget to tell you about opportunities. They'll withhold information that could help you. They'll accidentally leave you out of important conversations. It's not an accident, it's envy at work. This kind of envy is especially dangerous because it's harder to detect. Open haters are easy to spot. But fake supporters, they stay close enough to monitor your progress while quietly pulling you back. Here's the truth. Not everyone who claps is clapping for you. Some are just waiting for you to fail so they can say, I warned you. That's why you must be vigilant. Watch not just what people say but how they act when you succeed. Do they amplify your progress, or do they water it down? Do they push you forward, or do they quietly pull you back? When you find the ones who pretend to support but secretly undermine, distance is the only answer. Don't waste energy trying to convince them. Protect your vision, guard your energy, and surround yourself with people who genuinely want you to win. Because at the end of the day, envy can disguise itself, but truth always reveals itself. And once you see it, you'll never unsee it. They celebrate your failures. This is one of the most painful truths about envy. Envious people love to see you fall. They may not say it out loud, but their actions, their smirks, their sudden interest in your struggles, it all reveals the truth. Think about it. Have you ever failed at something and suddenly someone who rarely talks to you shows up, eager to ask questions? So what happened with that business? I heard things didn't work out, huh? That's not concern. That's satisfaction disguised as curiosity. They're thrilled that for once you're not winning. Psychologically, envy is exhausting. Watching someone else constantly succeed makes the envious feel small, so when you stumble, it gives them temporary relief. For a brief moment, the scoreboard feels even. They can breathe again because your failure eases the pressure of their own shortcomings. This is why they never clap for your wins, but always whisper during your losses. They share your mistakes with others, exaggerate your setbacks, and secretly hope you never recover. Because your recovery means they're back to feeling inferior. But here's the thing, people who celebrate your failures reveal more about themselves than about you. They're exposing their bitterness, their insecurities, their hidden jealousy, and while they're laughing at your stumble, you're learning, adapting, and getting stronger. Failures are not final, they are stepping stones. Every great success story has chapters of failure in it. And while the envious are busy gossiping about your temporary setback, you're building the comeback they'll never see coming. So the next time someone seems a little too excited about your downfall, remember this: their laughter is proof of your power. If your loss brings them joy, your win must terrify them. And that's why you don't stop. You rise again stronger, louder, and smarter. Because nothing silences envy faster than resilience. They subtly compete with you. Competition can be healthy, but not when it's fueled by envy. When someone secretly envies you, they'll turn every conversation into a silent contest. You talk about your new achievement, and instantly they rush to one-up you. You say you ran 5 miles, they claim they ran 6. You mention your promotion, they insist they're getting one soon too. This isn't normal back and forth, it's insecurity battling for air. They can't just let your success stand, they have to prove they're not behind, even if it means exaggerating or fabricating their own achievements. Psychologically, this comes from a fragile ego. Envious people see life as a zero-sum game. If you win, they lose. If you're ahead, they're behind. And instead of running their own race, they fixate on yours. They measure themselves against you, desperate to keep up, desperate to prove they're not falling behind. But here's the irony: by obsessing over you, they stay stuck. They waste energy competing with you instead of building themselves. It's like trying to outrun someone while staring at their lane. You'll never cross your own finish line that way. The envious competitor is easy to spot. They're never genuinely happy for you. Their compliments feel forced. Their achievements always conveniently outdo yours. And when you share something personal, they twist it into a challenge. But here's the truth: you're not in competition with them. You never were. The only race worth running is against the person you were yesterday. Envious competitors don't understand that. They live in a constant state of comparison, which is why they'll never find peace. So let them compete. Let them drain themselves trying to measure up. While they're distracted by envy, you're focused on growth, and growth always beats comparison. They copy you but never credit you. Here's a brutal truth: envy rarely shows up as a direct attack. Often it hides in imitation. The envious watch you closely, not to admire you, but to copy you. Your style, your choices, your achievements. They want the glow you have, but can't bring themselves to admit it. Psychology proves that envy fuels imitation, but notice how they copy: never with acknowledgement, never with credit. They'll mimic your words, your projects, even your lifestyle. But when someone asks where they got the idea, silence. They can't admit you were the inspiration, because that would mean admitting they look up to you. And for the envious, that feels unbearable. This is why imitation, without acknowledgement, is not flattery. It's envy in disguise. Imagine you start dressing a certain way, and suddenly they adopt the same style. You launch a side hustle, and weeks later they're coincidentally doing the same. You take a trip, and suddenly they always wanted to go there too. It's no accident, it's a pattern. Now here's the dangerous part. Envious imitators don't just want to be like you. They want to outshine you, using what they took from you. They want your identity, without your struggle. They want your results, without your grind. They're like shadows, always behind you, always trying to replicate your light. But here's where they fail. They can never duplicate your essence. They can wear your style, but they can't wear your discipline. They can copy your moves, but they can't copy your mindset. They can steal your ideas, but they'll never have your originality. And deep down, they know this. That's why the envy grows stronger. It's fueled by the frustration of wanting your life but lacking the courage to build their own. So when you notice someone constantly copying you, but never giving you credit, don't be flattered, be aware. That's envy. And while they're busy trying to be a second-rate version of you, you're already 3 steps ahead, because nothing is more powerful than authenticity. Let them copy, let them imitate. At the end of the day, the original always outshines the duplicate. They downplay your success. One of the clearest psychological signs of envy is when people downplay your success. Pay close attention to how others respond when you achieve something meaningful. Did you land a new job? Did you finish a degree? Did you buy a car you've worked for years to afford? Instead of celebrating with you, they roll their eyes, laugh, or make comments like, "It's not a big deal," or "You just got lucky." That's envy speaking. People who are secretly envious can't handle the reality of your progress. Your success is like a mirror. It reflects back at them all the things they've been avoiding in their own lives, the discipline they didn't have, the risks they didn't take, the dreams they let slip away. And rather than facing that truth, they do the easier thing. They try to make your accomplishments smaller. Think about it. When someone genuinely loves and respects you, your wins feel like their wins. They clap the loudest, they cheer the hardest, because your victory inspires them. But the envious, they feel threatened. Your success feels like a personal attack, even though it has nothing to do with them. That's why envy never celebrates. Envy diminishes. If you tell them you earned a promotion, they'll smirk and say, "Well, you're just lucky your boss likes you." If you launch a business, they'll dismiss it with, "Anyone can start a business these days." Their words are laced with insecurity, not truth. Understand this: when people minimize your success, they're not speaking facts, they're projecting their fears. They want you to believe you're not special, so they don't have to face the reality that they wasted time, opportunities, and effort. It's easier for them to pretend your success isn't real than to admit they fell short. So what do? You don't shrink. You don't defend. You don't water down your wins just to make others comfortable. Because if your success makes them insecure, that's their problem, not yours. Every dismissive comment is proof that you're on a level they can't reach or refuse to climb. When people downplay your success, it's not a sign you're doing too much. It's a sign you're doing something right. Let them minimize all they want. Your results will always speak louder than their excuses.